3 hours, and it still ended up being like 5 something, a little bit over 5. So that was mentally taxing. Eventually, found out my neighbor had a heated gun, and we got my pipes flowing. And it took 30 minutes. So imagine how pissed I would have been if I paid somebody a minimum of 2 hours, $500 to do what we did. So that was nice. But then later on that night, I'm like, yeah, I could take a shower. After it was flowing, it was like all the tension in my shoulders and everything just went, and just like, I feel like that was what was holding me up. And after that, I was depleted. I had to take a nap. Like, I was so excited. I was exhausted because of the release of not having to work. And then, it took me a wonderful shower that night, washed my hair. I'm just like, yes. Get out the shower, about to, lotion up, do all the extra stuff with the oils and stuff. Make my skin, make sure it's nice and smooth, which is smooth, but you know what I'm saying? Like, really do some TLC. And I got a call. I was on the phone with one of my homegirls and like one of my close friends. And then I got a call. She was like, Shay, I was just in a car accident. When I tell you, my heart sank. I said, where you at? I'm coming. I threw on clothes, ashy and all. You hear me? She just texted me. Ashy and all, and I went. It was a hit and run. Y'all know I'm a detective. I'm an unofficial investigator detective. So, of course, I got pictures of the plates. I got pictures of the girl who was driving and everything. They were taking stuff out the car. They did not come over to try to exchange information. They left. That was a fiasco. So when I was on the phone with her, because she tried to call her dad and he wasn't answering, and so I was on the phone with her, and I heard the fire department people come, and they asked her, did she want to get checked out? And she said yes. And then they left. No one else came. They can't, somehow, I don't know if it was they or somebody canceled 911, the police people coming out, and said she had to drive to, I had to go do a report at the station. Ma'am, her car was in an accident. Where's she gonna drive to? And so we got back, and then they brought somebody else out. The same daggone fire people came back out. That emotionally was draining. And then the next day, I got up and I worked. And that was yesterday when I worked. Yesterday was such a tough day for me. Work wasn't tough, but like, my anxiety was high. I'm so grateful she's okay. Like, she was in pain. She's in a lot of pain. Her car is probably going to definitely be totaled. I don't even think I'm going to insert pictures because it's not about that, but it was, I may ask her and see what she says. But it was horrible. And then I took pictures of the other vehicle. Like, you can see, because she was sitting at the light and got hit from behind. You could see the part of her bumper that was still attached to the other car that hit her. It's all about life. It's gonna life. But what are you gonna do about it? Life be lifing. But what are you gonna do about it? I'm taking a mental health day. Taking these next 2 days because it's something I said I need to put on my schedule and I haven't. So now my hand is forced that in order for me not to snap, I am taking today and tomorrow as a mental health day. And sometimes you have to do that, right? Or I wouldn't. Because I'm like, well, it's not their fault that I didn't do the lot. Ma'am. At the end of the day, ma'am and sir, your allegiance is to yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be here to be beneficial to a job, to your family, to nothing. To your purpose, nothing. So I'm taking a mental health day. That's the message. Take the day. You have to if you want to continue to go on. So on this day, I was thinking about, it's Martha King Observation Day, and I was thinking about, he had a dream. And it made me think about, have I stopped dreaming? Has life been so lifing that I have stopped dreaming? When is the last time that you dreamed about something that you really want? Have you just shoved them under the rug? So my challenge for today is to take 15 minutes to sit and be still. Whatever type of music you want to listen to, normally calming or cafe piano stuff is normally nice. And dream and write them down. Have a dream and write them down. I had a dream last night. It was very vivid. I had a dream with inside of a dream. Well, I say I have a dream. I had a dream and then I had a vision with inside the dream. And it's just a reminder that I'm going to go far. And that I should be doing what I really, 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 really love to do. So I challenge you, take a moment to daydream. Maybe take a nap and see if you dream. Yeah. It's interesting, and this is my unpopular opinion. Everybody wants to criticize and have something to say about somebody, but you will never understand, nor will you ever have the reach that they have, nor will you ever impact as many people as they have impacted. But you want to dictate what they should do with their platform and how they choose to impact the people that they're supposed to impact. Yet you're doing nothing with your purpose in your field that you're supposed to impact people in. So what gives you the authority, other than just having an opinion, to try to criticize someone else? Take the time today and focus on what you're supposed to do and the people you're supposed to touch, and make sure that you're as effective to them as you are as a criticism as you criticize the next person. So let's talk about umpteen years ago. I could do this. You see the cuff on my arm? It's on my upper arm, not my lower arm. Can y'all believe it? Listen, I'm telling you, non-scale victories are better than any kind of number, because technically, for my lowest, I thought it was for New Year's Eve, I'm like up 3 pounds, but I honestly don't care because I'm still doing good. Okay, so we are at my, what is this called? It's my 3 month checkup, but it's like almost 4 months because I didn't push it off. Whatever, things happen. Their scale said I was 431. New Year's Eve I was 428, so I gained some pounds. It's cool. I know I didn't have more carbs than I need to, and I was on vacation. I thought I was grown. And said we're feeling good. So today I asked her about strength training because I want to tone. For me, I'm not worried about a number. I'm not worried about a scale. I am very elated by the things that I can do and everything. Like I told you, I went shopping for a dress. I bought some boots with heels. I have wore jeans, yada, yada, yada. List goes on. I can use my seat belt in my car. Now, sometimes a little snug, but it goes around. Okay. I don't have to let it be all the ride. And so she asked me again, what is my goal? I said, my goal is to be able to fit through a window of a NASCAR and drive a NASCAR. That is my goal. And then from there, we'll keep it going. That's honestly what it is. I'm not looking for a certain number. I have, I want to be pregnant by the end of the year. I have to wait a year, so I can't start, trying to get pregnant. So at the end of the year, or having a child, or adopting, or foster, whatever it is, I know by 35, I need to, I will be in the midst of starting my family. So it was a great visit. But y'all saw the blood pressure cup. That was great. Blood pressure was 133/85. That was normal. Because baby, I used to be like 150/90. 150/90. And I took it upon myself to stop up one of my blood pressure medicines because I would get dizzy. And so before when this happened, we had lowered it from what it was before because I would get dizzy because my blood pressure would get too low. And so when I was experiencing the same symptoms, I have stopped taking it. It's been about 2 months. And I had 2 blood pressure medicines and I still take the other one. I'm pretty sure we can lower the other one, and I'm pretty sure they could take me off the other one. So to say that after 4 months after surgery, I'm off my blood pressure medicine, I'm just speaking into existence. Because if that's what happens, do y'all understand how excited I would be? Do you understand? So I say this, if you're considering the surgery, really consider it, but make sure you're in a mindset because this is hard. Even though my mindset was a lot better than it was before when I originally tried to get the surgery, it doesn't mean it's going to be a perfect journey. I have had things, I've had cake, I have had things I know I ain't had no business eating in very small increments. And I suffer the consequences of a horrible stomachache. And, you know, after a while, either I'm going to keep getting a stomachache or I'm going to stop those things. And I ain't going to say I totally stopped, but I have lessened it. They're not as frequent as they was before. So, what is this? So tomorrow I actually go to my primary. We're going to talk about some things.